It's August 29th, 2024. Justin, that day, you have to go to court. It's just evident. You know what I mean? But, um, the problem, I'm not the only person who deals with these type of people. First of all, Justin is a narcissist, right? That's really difficult. Um, very difficult type of ego, I guess, type of attitude to deal with because anything that any official or anything would try to communicate to him, it would just go over his head. You know, I mean, people like that, they don't want to hear any truth. That's how narcissists think. I think narcissism and illusionist, it goes hand in hand, right? Because they're not really living in reality, right? So this is the difficulties that I face dealing with this type of character. And then on top of it, he's a sociopath. So he's already been playing these fake games on social media, looking for sympathy for lies, right? He'll make up a story and say, "Oh, I stubbed my toe." And then come to find out he didn't stub his toe. He just wanted people to feel sorry for him for making up that story. That's the way he thinks. So is that type of sociopathic behavioral? It's a behavioral issue, right? That type of sociopathic behavior, and then the sociopathic behavior dealing with just being a pathological liar, right? So it's like him trying to play on people's emotions using those two factors, narcissism and sociopathy. That's probably like the biggest difficulties when dealing with those people because they're hard-headed, right? They don't there's some people who don't listen, right? But then there's those people who just don't want to hear it, right? Is that entitlement attitude dealing with these little fakes, it needs to go down. You know what I mean? It's not good for society to be walking around carrying a lie. So anyway, I'm just sitting around thinking about this. You know what I mean? It has to go to court, Justin, whether you like it or not, because the Most High said so. You know what I mean? You need to go to spiritual court in front of the judges, Justin Bieber. This is what needs to happen, whether you like it or not, because it's about what you did wrong to me, how you overstep my boundaries, and you overstep the Most High's boundaries, and you're trying to overstep state laws, California laws, laws dealing with privacy and privacy protective laws dealing with vulnerabilities out of systems. You wanted to overstep boundaries. There's so many more factors, right? You should have stayed in your goddamn lane. And you shouldn't have been trying to steal someone else's identity like that. God didn't send you. I'm so annoyed, honestly. I can't stand people like honestly. I know people like this exist all over the world. But it's just like there's a time when you just get annoyed as hell. Like, okay, so what needs to be identified, I guess, is just to identify the fakes. Okay, you have to identify Justin as a sociopathic fake, and you have to identify him as some type of narcissism. I don't People haven't really studied, you know, narcissism, and it needs to be studied more, but it's some weird form of narcissism, right? I think it's just a whole bunch of forms and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, I'm just annoyed of you, Justin. Like, seriously, you're annoying. They always feel like they have something to prove, and then when you look at it, it's like what you had to prove is something that you're not. Okay, someone did witchcraft, but when that illusion breaks, you're not that person. So you're a liar. Well, I just did that for fame and fortune. Yeah, but you still can't. You got to be stripped of your titles, Justin. You can't hold that into eternity. The legacy when it comes to Justin is gone. There is none. That's my legacy, Justin. You talked about me, right? I can't stand, honestly. It's like, have you ever met everyone? They meet people along the way, and you're just like, once you really start to look into like what certain people are about, and then you come to realize, oh my God, like you're such a waste of time. Like, why am I even, yo, have you, sometimes I meet some people like that. I'm just like, why am I even talking to this person? Like, you don't have much to even talk about. Like, this is how you live your life? Really? This is what you do every single day. Every day when you wake up out of your bed, you're always focusing on trying to be that black girl? Are you for real? This is what you've been doing all along, Justin? You are such a waste of time. No, people shouldn't have put so much energy and time into you, because now you're just embarrassing yourself. You embarrassed yourself, Justin. God. He is a type of kid that just needs to, like, honestly, yesterday I went out, right? And when I went out, um, it was spirit showing me, in the spiritual realm, how he is trying to like bind himself to me and my children, and you know what I mean? And my family. You know what I mean? God was showing me in all its forms. I'm like, God, enough. Like, there was a picture they post on YouTube, right? And there was a picture of Justin and Haley. They were sitting on a stair. They were standing on a staircase. They took pictures, and he was wearing a black leather jacket. Like, that's not your life. That wasn't Justin. You grew up in a basement apartment. You don't even have a house like that. Like he was, no, honestly, he was copying. He's trying to copy a timeline from my past life. I know exactly what you were doing. You're so stupid. Honestly, he's not a human. He's not. He's not a human being. Someone who shapeshifts so much like that, you're not a human. You're no longer human. You're just like, your mind must be controlled by at least like 100 demons, Justin. Eh? I don't like the situation. It's not good. These people, no. That's weird to me. Justin, back in the day, and they have it here in America, like, there are a lot of kids, they have like group homes and those things. Justin Bieber, you should have been in a group home. That's where you should have been. The way how like you behave in this society, no, you never matured enough. Hey, when you look at the situation, like when he talks about his stories, and then when you reference it off with all the shape shifting lies and stuff, all the sociopathic lies, like, no, he's complete damage. Like, the worst thing when you're damaged and then you can't heal yourself. That's the worst, right? Those people just, oh God, they have, like they have treatment centers and stuff. Like, no, those people need to be put away. Like, go away, get out of society. You can't heal. You're not strong. You know what I mean? There's people out there who can do the work for themselves, and they put time and energy and effort into doing things for themselves, and they'll be able to accomplish something. You know what I mean? But with him, sometimes you'll see that before and after. But him is just like, why did you do that? Look how, and you can see he's just trying to like over consume. You see how gluttonous he is. You know what I mean? And that's enough proof that it's not his money too. When you see people over consuming, you know for a fact they've been stealing from people. I'm just here to show who I'm the person that he's been stealing from, and he had no right to do that. You know, when you look around, everyone comes from a different community, and you look around in the community and you see like, okay, who are the kind of people who are causing the problems? You know what I mean? And when you start to identify who and who is it, when I look back, I reflect back, I'm like, Justin Bieber, no, we don't know you. Not one person in my family knew of him either. Isn't that crazy? You're being stalked by a complete stranger. I mean, I don't know him at all. Yeah. No, it's just a no, Justin. I said I want my money back. And when it comes to these laws in life, there's so many laws, that people have to abide by. But you you cannot use racism as an excuse, Justin. When it comes to the laws, when it comes to God's laws, when it comes to spiritual laws, when it comes to energy laws, when it comes to business laws, when it comes to laws out of the music industry, when it comes to laws out of privacy, when it comes to computer laws, computer tech laws, you cannot override those factors and think that you're just entitled to do whatever you wanted to do. No, you can't do that. And especially you cannot do that to someone like me. You know what I mean? I just can't stand the spiritualism attached to the whole situation. Is just like, are you really, like, are you, this is not real, you know? It's not a real situation. It's not a real story. It's just like he's like a bug, Justin. Eh? You're just this weird, oh, you want to monitor someone because you want to see how she lives her life. Like, no. I live my life like a normal person. I get up and I respect God. I do the normal motions like a regular human being. And I make sure I serve society and give back to community. I make sure I offer what God told me to offer in my own right, using my own spiritual gifts and without the likes of these weird jealous factors that don't make sense. You should have, no, just go. And he's so much of like a lying sociopath. Like, you can tell he's that type with, like, when it comes to being a narcissist, you can tell he would be the type of person trying to put the blame on somebody else as to why he's a narcissist. The only people that you can blame as to why you're a narcissist is your mother and father, because that's where that came from. You truly do not see. He's weird. No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Justin, you're weird, oh man. You cannot claim to say that you've been reflecting off of me, but then you've been playing as a narcissist at the same time. What kind of animal is that? That's like two forms of beasts, right? Isn't that like a wolf and a beast all merged into one? Eh? I think he's like a beast, a fox, and a hyena all in one, and a wolf all in one. I think that's what he is. Justin, like, the indigenous communities back in, they have them here in America, but they have the indigenous communities in Canada too. Like, all that type of ancestral shape shifting, that was the downfall of the indigenous communities. That's the reason that was one of the factors why, like, a lot of the society, they didn't want a lot of natives in the cities because they refused to put away it's medieval, it's wicked. you know a lot of them, like the people who do those things, there's a lot of natives that are well educated, but I'm talking about people like you, Justin, who are those, like, diehard shapeshifters. Like, those were the breeds that the Canadians, they used to tell them to go and live in the reserves. They used to tell them, go back into the countryside, don't come. They didn't want them in the city because they don't want to deal with that type of they don't want those type of demons trying to affect them. And there was, like, I remember one time there was, like, they used to have, like, their type of powwows and stuff. And when they realized, like, they're trying to, like, conjure up demons, like old dead demons from, like, 1800s, they're trying to bring that type of spirit around people. And I'm telling you, it was always the Catholics, they were always the ones who are so, they can pick up on those things. The Catholics. I remember they had these churches. The churches started to have to burn candles all day. The Catholic churches, to push all those demons away from them. That was the only way some communities were able to survive, because they really wanted to like really lessen, you know, they don't need all that. They don't. You know what I mean? So, oh God, what a shame. This is one big disgrace, you know. I'm too grown for this. These people need to understand where I'm coming from. I'm too grown to be stalked from a 30-year-old kid. I'm too grown. I've reached my levels where I've learned certain lessons, you know. Justin should have been in a group home. That's the truth about it. He should have been in somebody else's home, because these kids are, some of them are just, oh God. Ugh. Walk around just stealing money like this. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna. Why should I have to fight you? Huh? You need to go away. You need to restrain yourself. He's a burden. This kid, this Justin kid is a burden, man. I'm telling you, big time, because I'm different. I'm not the same as them. You know. Even yesterday, I went out, and then this guy, he came up he had a black like 4x4 truck. And then he was standing in front of me talking to his friend. He came out of the truck, and then he stood in front of me, and he was talking to his friend. And I'm like, okay. I'm like looking at them. I'm like, I look at myself and I look at my body. And then I look at this white kid. I'm like, we're not the same. We don't look the same. I'm like, yo, what the? You know what I mean? I was like, when I say not the same, I'm saying like consciousness, that consciousness is different, is two different perspectives on life, you know? That's what I mean when I say not the same. It's two totally different ways of thinking. So I'm like, yo, how could Justin ever in his life go on a platform and then talk about as if he's a black female, as if he has the consciousness of a black female? That is the biggest disgrace on this whole planet. You shouldn't have did that, Justin. That's too much. Now you're violating my women's rights. Hey, how about this way? No white kid is allowed to walk around thinking that they have a black woman's identity. Okay, there needs to be a law to set it straight, right? To balance that situation out, you know? Yeah. I was saying before another article, another video about how, like, you know, back in the day, there was one big huge discrepancy coming out of the first mothers, the black first mothers. It's reached to this point where there's truths, right? But then it came down to what you believe, what your own belief system. And, you know, nobody really contested that, because they just realized, like, if they want to, that's what they believe in, that's what they believe in, right? But um so this is what I'm thinking, what was stirring through this kid's head, you know what I mean? Because he has he has a Latina blood in him, you know what I mean? And when you reference back to a lot of like Spanish, a lot of Mexicans, their origins, it reaches back to what I think it was Northern Africa. Is it Northern Africa where their blood extends to? You know, the origins of the blood. So this is the little idea I'm thinking about, you know. But this is where like racism comes into play, because it's like once you decide you want to be racist, then those thoughts should just automatically, they don't really exist to them, right? So that's another issue, Justin. You're not even logical when it comes to you trying to play out like you want to act like you're a racist. You want to project that racism towards you, towards me. You're not logical, right? If you're a racist person, you'd be like, whatever. Most okay, I met some racist people back in the day, right? And I listened to the story, right? And they used to tell me like, oh, the reason why I feel this way about this person that is because this black person like did this and this to me back in the day. So that's the reason why. And I said, okay, well, that's understandable. Yeah, I can get you. So he's like, this is the reason why, I stick to my tribe of people and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Like, much respect to you, right? And once that boundary is set, I have my peace of mind and that person has their peace of mind, right? Right? But Justin is not logical because you're projecting that you're racist towards me, but then you're going on national television saying that you're me, but at the same time it's like you want to copy every aspect of my life. I exist. That whole issue of trying to like wipe out someone's existence, that's not gonna happen, Justin, because you're the weaker vessel, I'm the stronger vessel. It's just not gonna happen because you're using my information. You did witchcraft to try and be me. So, and you've been stealing energy when it comes to you trying to use me as source. So when people reflect back, they will say, okay, like we know that you were doing witchcraft and all these things, right? Like, where is the energy coming from? The energy was coming from me. I'm letting it be known right now. The energy is coming from me. I'm a black female. I'm a black Jewish female. That's where the energy is coming from. So you trying to play out like, oh, I'm a racist and racism and supremacy and blah, blah, blah. That's a lie. It's a lie. Yeah, it's a lie. It's a lie. I mean, when you reference it off like from a biblical standpoint, that's a lie. You know what I mean? Put it this way, Justin doesn't know himself, right? And he chose not to exist in his own dealing with his own blood, right? He want to exist as me, right? That's one violation. The second violation is the fact that he chose not to respect what the Bible said when it comes to the Sermon on the Mounts. Justin, when God he created the tabernacle, with the 10 commandments. And where did he post it, Justin? On Mount Sinai, right? And who was the blood that he was speaking to when it comes to the mount on Mount Sinai? There were Jews there, black Jews. And if you think that blood doesn't exist, it still exists in this on this earth. You understand me? But it's the fact that you chose to go against that. So like you would be so that means like you're racist against like the 10 commandments. Is that what it is? You're racist against 10 commandments. You're racist against like Mount Sinai, and you're racist against Moses, Justin? Is this what you really meant? Well, I'm here to tell you, you can't do that. Just call yourself an atheist and step away from the Bible, and God could use his real servants, the people who actually respect the Most High. God could use those ones. You come off like you're an atheist for real, and you should step aside. You know what I mean? Oh, because he can't conjure up his own divinity, eh? And he knows for a fact he comes from a bloodline that's just full of drug addicts and alcoholics and people who just they don't have much patience. They just want to keep jumping and running all over the place, and they don't know how to ground themselves and learn something. He knows, right? He knows your mother was full of prostitution and wickedness. Probably gambling and just living bad lives. You know what I mean? That's the type of bloodline you came from, right? Right? That's what you came from? So that's what you're trying to deflect from for the whole time. That's not my responsibility. Don't come to me. Don't come to me. I'm not responsible for you generationally. Like I used to I don't want to talk about my past too much, but um when it comes to like adults, coming out of the generations, I was saying it before, God set um people to pursue certain careers in terms of, being there for the generations, right? Justin, like, you weren't a part of my community, so I didn't have any type of there was no obligation for me to be even serving someone like you, because God made it so that I don't have an encounter with you, right? The people that I served back in the day, when it came to, the community, they know who I am. They know what I accomplished in my past. They know, they have full understanding as to my purpose when it comes to being a part of certain communities. You didn't cross my pathway, so you can't be claiming any type of issues about how you met you met me, and you met blah 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 blah, because you didn't meet me, Justin. That's another lie. These people are liars. They're big time liars. Like, I met some like military people back in the day, and they told me like, oh, they traveled to this place and they met this type of people and blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's on record where they went, and the people that they met, and they can recall all those memories. You know what type of memory you have of me, Justin? Nothing. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these type of people. I'm really tired of these people. Like, they're just mm-mm. Justin is like a sour note. That's what he is. He's like a sour puss. Like, he's just like, nah. I just don't want to. No, no, it's enough. I'm too wicked, man. Stop it. These people need to just leave. Sometimes, like, the whole black issue, like, they just need to just go think of something else. Don't bother, even don't put the thought in your mind, because it's that whole mental illness factor that it causes it aggravates their blood. So how about, like, when it comes to like Justin Bieber with like black issues, just leave it alone. Don't talk about it anymore, Justin. Yeah, God should not ordain you to talk about any black story ever again, like, ever. you know because they use it for some like stupid racist agenda, and it just, oh god, like, that's all they want to drag on into like the next generation. It's so dumb. Like, no. That's enough of that. Yeah, I don't have respect for him at all. I don't. you know I'm a fair and just person, but when people, they encounter these type of weirdos in this life, it's actually my duty to get rid of you, Justin, out of my life, out of my existence. Eh? This type of usury, like, no. No. It's called fraud, thievery. It's called stealing. It's not about you finessing. No, nobody. You stole. It's a difference. Right? It's the mentality of a rat, you know? And then, like, people want to feel sorry for him. No. Why? Why should I feel sorry for you, Justin? You're lying about this your circumstance. You didn't go through A, B, C, and D. You didn't. I was saying it before. Did you go did did you even finish high school? You have your GED? Did you go to college? Did you go to university? Did you go through those processes? Did he get to experience like having to go work at like a fast food joint when he was a teenager, working at McDonald's? No? You didn't, right? Because you were spoon fed from the age of 10, right? You had a silver spoon in your mouth all along, Justin? That's what I'm saying. He has to give me back all this money that he's been lying about the story that because he didn't go through that. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. My poverty from my past, that story sticks with me, and that's the truth of my life. It's not the truth of your life. And you should not be on national television talking about my poverty. My poverty, it sticks with the person who went through the actual struggle. I'm the one that has the experience, Justin, not you. People don't want emotional manipulators as liars being on platforms lying about everything. Oh, feel sorry for me because I went through this and that. No, you didn't. What were you doing at that time? You were sitting in a mansion eating spaghetti. That's what you were doing at that time. At that time, what was I doing? I was going out working a 9 to 5, busting my ass. You understand me? While you were sitting in a mansion eating spaghetti, and then you want to sit over there national television. So he wants to be the one to tell my story of the times when I had to go bust my ass working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, working 55 hours a week. You want to be the one to tell my story in in Hollywood over there, Justin? It's a no. You can't take credit for my poverty. I want my poverty credits returned to me. And I want my struggle credits returned to me. That was my struggle, Justin. You can see he did this. He did this because he's like they used to have the saying in Jamaica. They have the saying, they say he's like drywall with no paint, you know? He's just dull, you know? He's just like a blur. Like you're just flat, you know? Like just plain, you know? Just tasteless. Right, Justin? With no seasoning, right? Right? You're the one with no bread, right? That's what he is. He's so crazy, he doesn't even eat his own culture's food. That's how psychologically defunct he is. That's how emotionally manipulative he is. He doesn't even eat his own culture's food. You can't teach nobody. They're not whole people. They're not. Anyway, yeah, I'm just tired of them, man. I'm tired of these people. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's just mad because I have like super mega powers and like he's just like a plain old bag of Dempster's white bread, right? But he wish he was like the nice fluffy bread with all the, the nutrients and everything. Yeah, you wish you were the good bread, Justin. You're fry bread. That's what you are. You're native fry bread. You're not my good up hardo bread with the fondue cheese and the Jamaican butter. That's not what you are. You're not that. Eh? You're not a good piece of bullet cake with no fondue cheese, with butter. That's not who you are, Justin. You're a piece of dried up recording toast. God. Trying to record the details of my life. Jesus Christ. Lord, have mercy on my soul. That's all I have to say. Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Have mercy on my life. Have mercy. Actually, have mercy on my past life struggles, God, because, it wasn't right. But it makes it even worse of this little white boy trying to talk as if it's his life. That he's sick, man. You're a sicko. Oh, and they do this because they want people to they want people to like him. Well, Justin, people hate you. People don't. I don't like you, Justin, because you spent your whole career gossiping about me. Why should I like you? You spent your whole career like trying to like tap into all the details of my personal life, you know, and then you went on national television exposing my life, you know. And you know what makes like it's so wicked? You know what God was showing me? Like there was sometimes like some of my struggles back in the day, I was wondering like why am I going through this? Because I know I didn't do this and this and this and this and this. And the most high, he was showing me because Justin Bieber is doing witchcraft on me. That's the reason why I'm like, you mean to tell me that's the reason why I went through that in the past? Because you did a spell on me? That's not right, man. You know what, Justin? All these spells you did on me in the past, I don't know how long you've been doing this for, but the spells that you did on me, return to sender. What you wanted it to affect me, it needs to go right back onto you. Because I didn't deserve none of this. I spend my days working, giving back to society, learning, going to school, trying to be innovative, trying to be creative, you know, respecting the Most High, respecting society, respecting my family, fearing God, going to church, giving back, taking care of the animals and stuff. You know what I mean? Being consciously aware, protecting the vulnerable. That's how I spent my life. And this kid's trying to like play off like a good person is supposed to be rotten like him. No, Justin, this is you. This is about you being bad. You know that? And you know what's sick? He's even more sick, like, um, because every community they have the good in society. They just have to be there, right? The good in society has to be there. That's just what it is. God set those plans out, to cover each other and the ways that we're supposed to be covering each other and helping each other, you know? But for you to sit back and be watching life progress, you know, and watching people's life be able to carry on and people be able to accomplish what they need to be accomplished. The way you just want to sit back and be jealous and you watching me day in and day out and you think that's a weakness? Do you see how crazy that is? They don't realize they think he thinks he's smart thinking that you think that somebody giving back to society is a weak person? That's the thoughts that they walk around carrying. He must really be a misogynist. Like I don't think they really understand the roles of females. They don't understand. Yeah. I think he hates women. Justin. I think this is what it is. I think he hates women. You know what I mean? So dumb. But this is why I'm telling you, like, like educated people and then non-educated people, they have to be that this has to be a type of separation, just like how they have like private schools. They have here in the States, they have like magnet charter schools for more highly gifted people. They even have schools here for like autistic kids and stuff like that. There has to be that time of separation. So you trying to be jealous of me, Justin, we're in two totally different categories, you know so you trying to compete with me, that's the downfall of you. It's about your downfall. It's about your inability to cope with life. It's about how insecure you were. It's about your low thresholds in terms of you, um you know even trying to develop the consciousness to even carry the thought of an emotion. You've been playing with emotions. That's very low. That's very low thinking, Justin. You did witchcraft to try and figure out somebody else's emotions. That's weird. You're a weirdo. We all have our own gifts, you know? We all have our own gifts in our own unique ways. Like, anybody who set it out in this life to be anybody else, don't put any attention to them, because like they're not mature. They're immature. Like, that's childish behavior. Not even like you know, as a child starts to grow, they start to develop their own personality. You know what I mean? Justin, you couldn't even put time and effort into try and figure out your own self, huh? You can don't. You know what? Let me get off. Let me get off the internet. You know what I mean? Let me just get off the internet now. Yeah, you're pathetic, man. I mean, like, we're in the glorious United States of America, where you can pretty much learn about just about everything and anything. And if God gave you that gift for you to deal with, the new generation, but only through God, only God can set, you know, I don't even talk, you know what I mean? But the point is that, your whole point with you stalking me, like, is really played out and is really old, and you should have had enough sense to stop, you should have had enough sense to stop, but you just want to keep playing with your ignorance. Justin doesn't see that he's ignorant. You don't see it. You're very, oh my God. Anyway, I'm gonna go. But yeah, that's my message today. Okay, bye.